111. There we go. How are we doing? Right, people, how we doing? Be with you in a second. You guys know the drill. You know it. Community post is getting rolled out. And we'll get cracking. We will get cracking. There we go. How we doing, people? How we doing, Ali? What's happening, man? How you doing? How are you doing? How are you guys doing? Let me drag you over here. Let me drag you over to this side of the table. Missed last stream, it's all good, brother. Don't worry about it. It was early, wasn't it? Was it an early stream? Was it that one? It's Thursday today, isn't it? I lose track. Yeah, it was an early stream, so I understand. And I do apologize. Just had something on in the evening which I'd been sort of semi-planned in for a long time, and I couldn't really afford to miss. So. Did I watch the clip? Yeah, I just saw it. I just responded to it now, just before I jumped on. Yeah, I was literally. I'm about halfway through. More than that now. How far through the Topuria episode am I? I've been listening to it. I was while I was working today and doing some other stuff. I was watching the JRE episode. Love Topuria, man. His English has improved so much. That's what it is. It's the first time I've really listened to him like not fully, but for like a completely uncut, sustained period. The guy's English has improved so much, and he's just clearly a humble, charismatic dude who just believes in himself. And a lot of times, that's all you can ask of a UFC fighter. And I mean, I'm a bigger fan than I already was. I was already a huge fan of Ilia. Always want him to do well and win, and now, only reaffirming that opinion. What's up, though, guys? Nav, how's Ellie's armbar in the new series, The Last of Us? I'm glad you brought that up, Ivan. I did see that. I haven't been watching The Last of Us. I haven't watched season 1 or 2, and I haven't even played the games. I know that sounds a bit crazy, but I've never played the games. I'm going to pretty soon. But I did see the clip of the armbar and the slash transition into the omoplata. Yeah, not great. Can't lie. She could have locked the triangle up, but didn't. It was like almost like intentional, not because she didn't have the ability to. If that makes any sense? The omoplata was a bit weird. She wasn't controlling the hips or anything like that. It was, yeah. And she wasn't at an angle. It was a good episode. I mean, I've heard okay things. I mean, I know how divisive the part 2 game is, so I'm not sure how closely they're following that in terms of the structure. So you guys probably know more than I do, right? What's up, Jojo? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I'm at work. I'll listen back afterwards. Okay, I appreciate that, brother. Paddy versus Arman or Hooker. I like that. I know there was rumors of that. I think Paddy Hooker's a barn burner. Makes sense. But honestly, I think they'll give Paddy a further step up. But I like Gaethje. That's the one that Topuria was bringing up on the podcast episode with Joe Rogan. I can't lie, and I'm in full agreement. Paddy versus Gaethje, and Topuria says he beats him, and I'm in full agreement. I think Paddy whoops Justin Gaethje. I think he chokes him out. Okay, now a little bit crazy. What's up, George? Yes, sir, Jojo. You know it, man. Wish I was in your position to go into those games and series of innocence. What do you mean exactly? I know the plots for the record. I know like what happens at the end of part 2 and 1. I know. So I've kept up to date. I mean, the game part 1 is 12 years old now, give or take. So I do know. The only reason I haven't played it is because I moved from PS3 at that point in time when it came out, and then I just never got a PS4. So I was on 360. I was on PS3, but then when it came out, I'd switched over to Microsoft at that point, and then PC. So I never got around to playing it. But now they're both ported to PC, and I was going to wait for part 2 to get ported to PC before I played both of them back to back. And now that's happened, I'm just kind of trying to find the time to do it, really. At the moment, I just started Pacific Drive, finally. I bought that game like a year and a half ago, or whenever it came out, and then I never got around to playing it until now. So I started that last night for like half an hour. And then apart from that, I've been playing some Counter-Strike. Hate The Last of Us. I mean, I've heard part 1 is great. Thoughts on Idubbbz Content Cop? I know, man. It was kind of nothing burger. I listened to it. I just don't really care anymore. I'm too old for it. Dark, what's up, my man? Keep up the good work. I'm doing my best. I appreciate you. We got, hopefully, if all goes to plan, video coming tomorrow. Honestly, progress on this Jiri Prochazka documentary has been so fucking slow. So I do apologize for that. It's been an absolute slog. To be honest with you, I've really not liked doing it. I love the concept. I had really great plans for it. It just didn't shape up as easy or as well as I wanted it to. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not perfect. It is still pretty good. There's some elements of it I like. It could have been better. It's almost done. I'm just trying to get over the finish line now. I'm almost sort of half wounded, dragging myself over the upload line just to get it out of you guys. That's the goal. But we're getting there. Quagmire MMA. Giggity. I mean, very appropriate. I'm assuming you got a channel, judging by the fact you got MMA in your name. Am I correct? No, I'm not. But you are very on brand. I'll give you that. iDubbbz just a loser. He's all right. I don't dislike the guy. You get the passive up to me. K-Dot, that's crazy work. I wouldn't accept it. But here we are. No, I know the context, man. Don't worry. No, I agree. I saw all of that. There's nuance. There's nuance to it all, and I think that's the. There's a lot of people on both sides of that whole argument that I just really have a massive disdain for. But we're not going to get into all that. I just don't. Honestly, I try not to spend my time wasting my energy on that shit. And the same goes for MMA really as well. I try not to get involved in dramas, whether that's with YouTube for one, though it's pretty hard to get into a drama with me. I don't think anyone has really beefed me. But stuff like that, and also just within the MMA sphere as well, debating, and there's a difference between debating and arguing and just beefing, and there's a lot of that on opinions in MMA, and it's stupid. So, like, just to put this into perspective, I just knocked my camera down. That's why I wasn't. Hang on, I fucked it up now. How's that? Is that better? I fucked it up. I'm actually offline a little bit. There we go. Yeah, to put this into perspective, I try and make my videos as unbiased as humanly possible, right? As unbiased as I can. You guys will know I don't even really put my input. I don't really put my opinions. Very rarely, it might be a passing comment because it's appropriate, right? Into my YouTube videos. And still, I will get hate for it. Somehow, I will get hate for a title, a thumbnail, something I said. I will get hate for it. I will get people slagging it off for no fucking reason. And I do my very hardest not to trigger or piss anyone off. And it still happens. Hence why I don't even bother with these sort of clown circus debates a lot of the time, because it's just stupid. You best MMA crazy, you go crazy, loser teach the channel. I'm not willing to take that gamble. They're a whole company. Need more bias? Listen, on here, I'll say whatever I want. You guys know I have my opinions and stuff on MMA and certain fighters who I like, who I don't like, who I think is going to do well, who I don't think is going to do well. Like everyone, right? Same with Paddy. You know how headstrong I was on the Paddy prediction, and that thankfully proved out to be true, or you guys would have bollocked me. But, you know, the stream is a space for that. And I'm not really beefing with anyone else about it. And the main channel videos, they're a separate thing, right? They're a different entity. They're designed for their storytelling pieces. I am the messenger. I'm not the man of the story. It's not about me. It's about the people. So, about the fighters, about the story. More bias towards John Jones? Never. You say you're not biased and then show insane amount of bias? How? In my channel videos, do I? Do I ever show really bias in my channel videos? Because I don't think I do. Cortez versus Gary predictions. I reckon Ian gets a decision. I'm actually with you. I like Ian in that fight a lot. But to be honest with you, I can't pick that fight with any sense of conviction. I'll tell you that much. It's just they're very stylistically similar, so it's always going to be a hard one to predict. You need to post more slop like the other MMA channels, whilst always keeping the good content up. Also, rather like Pyrocynical, yeah, but he does it on a second channel, right? And I don't have the energy, and I can't really be asked, to be honest, to do all of that. These videos take ages as it is. Right, I'm behind massively on this jury one, and it should not be taking as long as it has. But you know, I want to make it good. No, you're not biased. You should do that. I mean, hey, listen. Listen. Put this in perspective, K-Dot. I was originally going to do that. That was my original plan before I did the games channel. Which again, I apologize for just not uploading on that for ages, man. It's been too long. I literally have recorded a video for it. I just haven't got around to editing it. I've been slacking on that. Can't lie. Just last couple of weeks, it's been difficult. So we're gonna get around to it. I might try and just edit it all out tonight. It shouldn't take too long, really. I'm just lazy. I put it like when it comes to the side stuff, like my priorities lie within the main channel, right? So when it comes to the game stuff, it's like, oh, I'll get around to it, and then I don't, and then another week goes by, and another week, and another week. So I got to be better with that. Check Stream Reacts. 318 card builder. When even is that? Has that been announced? Holloway Poirier. I mean, that makes sense, yeah. Murphy Aljo. Nah, Lerone deserves a better fight than Aljo, in my opinion, in terms of the ranking wise. Albazi Tyra. Yeah, I can fuck with that. Ortega Pico. I think that's harsh on Ortega, to be honest with you. I wouldn't give him that. I'd give him someone else. Pico, someone else says. Rose versus Araujo. Yeah, sure. Asakura Lima. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, the other ones. Basharat and Brito. Both the Basharat brothers. Yeah, I like both of those fights, to be honest. Bakauskas versus Ribeiro. Yeah, didn't they already fight? Or was that Petrino who knocked him out? Can't remember. I think Modi deserves a bigger step up than that, to be honest with you. He's on like a 3-fight knockout streak or something. And the other ones are good as well. They're not too bad. I mean, Yana Santos, Chelsea Chandler. I mean, no one wants to see that. But... Poor Holloway boring. You're capping Kimzo, man. Did I watch Topuria JRE? I've been listening to it, man. I've been listening to it. About 2/3 of the way through, maybe more now. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Bagua. I mean, of course, anyone's a tough fight at the top level. Evlev will beat Volk? I think so. I agree. Mr. Chelsea Games, I'm watching the Rangers match. I mean, I'm going to probably get him on, but I'm not really going to watch it. We're 3-0 up on aggregate. We should be winning. iDubbbz' wife has hate streaks with an MMA fight. Not for me personally. Every time we'll take a fight, he receives life-changing brain trauma. I said Brian trauma. Brian trauma. He needs to right. Yeah, he should. He takes too much damage. It's not good for him, man. I think that will really start to show later in life. 318's basically confirmed Louisiana. See, I thought it would be a fight night, to be honest with you. I thought they'd do it as a fight night. But then I realized Holloway's got the BMF title, so they can do it. Favorite non-combat sport? Football, bro. All day. Football. Soccer for the Yanks out there, but football. Why do you think Mobstar would beat Volk? You're asking Kimsey. I mean, I can give you my answer. I think the grappling is better. And I actually think his striking is underrated. I think he's going to cause problems with Volk on the feet. Honestly, I do. I don't know why people are ignoring that. You know, yeah, he might not be exciting, but Evlov's got very disciplined fundamentals. He's good. Ain't no way you're calling it soccer. Shush, man. Arman versus Charles. We already had that. I mean, I wouldn't mind the rematch, though, right? Yeah, it kind of makes sense, almost. Because Arman missed the boat on the title shot. So did Charles in a lot of ways. So I'm not opposed. It was a very close fight last time. Evlev will KO Volk. Honestly, I wouldn't even... That's not even that crazy of a prediction. I really don't think it is. Really isn't that crazy of a prediction. I know, considering Evlev's track record, but in a lot of ways, if you watch his previous fights, he's actually been somewhat unlucky not to get a TKO finish. So, BMF title as a main event of a pay-per-view isn't great. Yeah, they did it before. Masvidal versus Colby, wasn't that? That wasn't BMF even. That wasn't even. I mean, I'm pretty sure they have done it before, though. 291, that was a BMF main event. Yeah. Poirier, Gaethje 2. That was a BMF main event. And that had Pereira and Kalaev as the co-main. Kind of a shit fight, but the card was alright from what I remember. Holloway Dustin is boring. Do Charles instead. I mean, Holloway Charles I like. Yeah, I mean, I know they fought ages ago, but Holloway got Charles Oliveira, you know, got paralyzed from the fucking neck or some shit, didn't he? So it wasn't really a good test, and they're at completely different stages of their careers now. So I'm not opposed. Charles Hooker, not for a main event. I mean, if it's in Louisiana at 318, then obviously Poirier is going to be one half of it because it's his retirement fight. So I think for me, I don't see any other universe besides an injury or an unforeseen something that gets in the way that we don't get Holloway Poirier 3. Honestly, Evloev isn't carrying a fly. I don't know, man. He hurt Arnold Allen with the jab in their fight. Soccer's the sport where you kick. Football is the sport where you don't use your feet. Yeah, get it right. I'm not even rising to that bait. Which people in real life, past or present, do you think are worthy enough to lift Mjolnir? Mighty Mouse Johnson. Because it's about how honourable you are. It's about how much of a good person you are, as much as a strong fighter. So I'd say Mighty Mouse. He's just a good person. So I think he'd be worthy. That's why Captain America was able to lift it. So Evlev will get his first KO against Volk. These Russian guys have plot armor. They do, man. They do. People don't like it, and I don't like it either, but it's true. Need Usman versus Buckley. Great shout. I love that one too. Makes sense. He only hurt Arnold because Arnold stepped into it. Oh my god. Yeah, so? He hurt him. He found the chin. Give over, man. I know you don't like Evlev. I don't like him either. I really don't want him to win. I don't want him anywhere near the belt. But I do think he has a very good chance of beating Volkanovski. And I think he could actually knock him out. Overall rankings update. I think I saw something on it. Honestly, I don't have the energy to get angry at something, to be honest with you. So it's going to piss me off. I don't want to look at it. Did I read Sumo Azali? No, I didn't. I should have done. I actually should have done. Can you get it for free? Surely you can, right? Get everything for free if you try hard enough. Volk is 50-45 Holloway. He's a miles better striker than Bumza. I think that fight, if you do Volk Holloway again, it's a close fight. It's always going to be when you've got two guys at the top level. Volk's older, a lot older now. Listen, you're using MMA math though, man. Talking about Islam and stuff, it's not the same. It's not the same. You know, no two fights are the same. Ever. Evloev's just a bad version. He's like, no, he's not. Hydrogen Bomb versus Coffin Baby matchup. Okay. Max the #1 contender. Ilia #3. What are we doing here? I mean, Ilia shouldn't be there anymore if he's vacated, but here we are. Probably the site where they've been for free. Yeah, true. That's a good point. Evloev doesn't suck, bro. What do you mean he almost lost to Aljo? How's that a bad thing? Aljo's a fucking former champion, in my opinion, the best bantamweight of all time. Though I think Merab is probably just about to pass him. If Merab defends again, he will definitely have done. But the point stands. He's one of the best ever. What is the shame in losing to him? And he didn't. He still won. And I don't like Evloev. I just don't understand why you're... That's not a point. Evloev has to be the worst featherweight contender. Well, it's just not true because he's undefeated. And he's beating some legit guys. Watch Volt lose to Evloev. I think he did. I think he probably does. There's no happy endings in MMA. There very rarely is. You know? I'd say prime for prime, sure. I'd give him a better chance. How many John Jones could beat a Battle Beast? None. Link thrice if you have a sniper paid by Grooms on you. I'll say shut the fuck up, bro. I don't like the guy. I'm just stating it how it is. Some of you boys don't want to admit that, but it's just how it is. People makes up boring with worst. Very much agree there. Merab's the guy bantamweight. If he gets one more defense, then I'd agree. I think so. He matches Aljo's defenses, and also I think his resume would be better. Then again, he's got to win. Aljo's got to win over Corey Sandhagen. That's tough, man. I don't know. Very close. I get my music on. Okay, I think we're sweet. Alex is 100% the featherweight go. Yeah, I was doing some thinking about this. I was thinking about level of competition, manner of wins, all of the longevity, number of title defenses, length of reign. It's very close, especially if you include the WEC, which I think you fully should, because there weren't any lighter weight classes in the UFC at the time. I feel like that's a mistake. I'll say this now. That's a misconception and a mistake that people make, is they don't realize that when people talk about the WEC, that doesn't mean that there was a lightweight, featherweight, bantamweight. Those weight classes weren't in the UFC. They didn't exist. The WEC was the area where those lighter weight classes existed. It was the division for those lighter weight classes. This is what people don't understand. It's not like there was a UFC equivalent. When the WEC and the UFC merged, they added those weight classes in. So in my opinion, I think you have to give those WEC title defenses complete weight because they matter. It's the only place you could have done. You know, he was still fighting elite level competition in there. You know, prime Uriah Faber. Right then, you know? Like, this is what we're talking about. Like, so I think like Aldo has to get the props there. So it's very close. It is really close. Honestly, I've been so back and forth on it. But I don't know, man. I think Volkanovski. I think this win here really did just put him over. I probably would have said Aldo before, but being able to win an undisputed title like that at 36 years of age, when you look at the stats of over 35s at the lightweight classes, it's phenomenal. So that really is so impressive. And if he can defend it at all, if he defends it, 100%. There's not even a debate there after that. WEC is 100% valid, though. It's a lot of factors, really. I got O'Malley higher than Aljo. No, bro. What are you talking about? Come on, bro. Split decision win over Jan without his head coach. How was that without his head coach? Is that Aljo's fault? No. Jan took the fight. And yeah, it shows a split decision win. It was clear. It was a clear win for me, to be honest with you. I thought he clearly won 3 rounds. And he did well to win them. It's 3-year layoff of a small Cejudo. What are we doing, man? Jesus. Cejudo's not even that small for bantamweight. TK over one-arm TJ. TJ took that fight. That doesn't diminish the win, in my opinion. Aljo would have whooped him anyway. 100%. Aljo was whooping him before his arm popped out. It's just like, oh, man. I'm sorry. But the disrespect to Aljo is ridiculous. I just don't want to hear it, man. I choked out Corey Sandhagen in round 1. This is what I'm saying. People forget that too. And he moved up to featherweight and had success. Has had success there. It's stupid. It's just, I know we're not talking about, we're going broader than just the bantamweight at that point, but I don't like the disrespect towards Aljo. Never understood it. Pantoja at least top 5 pound for pound. Yeah, I agree. Right now. You think Volk is higher on Khabib than the GOAT list? Bro, 100%. 100%. Khabib's not even close. Khabib defended his belt 3 times and then retired. Like, that's a great achievement, especially in the Shark Tank that is the lightweight weight class, but come on. No, not even close. If we're talking about who's the best fighter ever in their prime, I'd probably say Khabib. I've never seen someone as so dominant as him, to be honest with you. Then again, you could make an argument for, I mean, Volkanovski at UFC 276 against Max Holloway, their third fight. That's the best title fight performance I've ever seen. But just in terms of overall, Khabib was special, man. Truly. Paddy Pimblett ain't beating anyone in the top 10. Didn't he just do that? I swear he just did. Did he not just beat Michael Chandler? But, you know, Pimple. Wow. That's what Topuria called him. I mean, I like that fight versus Sukkah. Someone brought it up earlier. I like that. Yeah, disrespect is crazy. I mean, he's a bit one-dimensional. But, you know, he fought a good fight against Pitbull. Volk, top 5 pound for pound of all time. I think him over Silva is perfect. I don't know, man. It's tough. Silva was... I mean, how many title defenses did Silva have? He was... He had the longest title reign ever, time-wise. I mean, 10 times, bro. Are you sure? I know you could argue about the quality of opponents, but even then, the quality of opponents was good. Damian Maia, Chael Sonnen, Belfort, Rich Franklin, Dan Henderson. Like, legit fights, you know? 10 title defenses. It's kind of insane, is it not? I know people died to do, you know, he's because of his fall off and the amount of losses he had in the back end of his career, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Forrest Griffin as well. It's tough. It's hard to say. Ahead of Anderson. I don't know about that. I don't know. Jan higher than Aljo? No. How? What are we talking about? He didn't even defend his belt. The guy didn't even defend his belt. And you're talking about him being higher than Aljo. Cruz, fair enough. You can make the argument. I'll understand that. I can give you the Cruz one. I'm a Merab as well. Right? You can make those arguments, sure. Because they're all pretty close and pretty similar in terms of defenses and resumes and longevity. But what are you talking about, Jan being higher than Aljo? Aljo beat him. Aljo beat him in their rematch. Masvidal Leon, that's a great fight and it's long overdue. I hope we get it. Check general. What is happening here? Is this your rankings or is this the... Oh, you corrected them. Evlev 1, Lopez 2, Allen 3. I agree. I mean, Aljo 4. Yeah, you know what? I probably put Yair above him just because of the recent win. I put Murphy above Ortega for sure. And the rest... Yeah, Zalal I actually like in that spot. Maybe a little bit too high. I think Ige above him. But yeah, the rest... I mean, no. Why are you putting Pitbull in there? He fought one time in the UFC and he lost. Pitbull's not in there. That's stupid. The rest of it I like. 7 Giga. Maybe. Silver fought Taxi Drivers. I will agree, the competition that Volker's faced was better. But, I mean, it's hard to say. Charles is more deserving than Justin. Agree. I'm not, you know, I wouldn't say either of them deserve it too much, to be honest with you. GSP was a decision merchant as well. True, but he still was dominant. Jones PEDs, yeah, I don't really count Jones in the conversation too much. Gus versus Jiri, both in their primes. I like Jiri, but very close. Holloway alone is better than every single Silver win. Yeah, probably. It's close, you know. It's a fair argument because you got to balance resume, longevity, number of title defenses, manner of wins. So it's like it's hard, isn't it? How many times does Volk defend? I mean, he defended his first reign 5 times, right? 5 times, and now he's on his second reign. I mean, it's him and Adesanya are basically going band for band with title defenses, and you know, 2 reigns. You know, if fate wills it, Volk will lose his next fight and follow the exact same path as Adesanya. You know, win the belt back, and then that'll be it. So who knows? I'm so torn on it, man. I mean, do you put Volk above him? Above Anderson Silva in the pound for pound all-time greats. Goats list. He's definitely above Makhachev. Oh, mate, it's hard to say. DJ 1, John 2, GSP 3, DC, Silva, Volk. I honestly... No, DC is not 4th, bro. Silva's above DC. I think. I mean, how many times DC defended light heavyweight? Well, 3 times. Then again, he did defend in both. Well, he defended in both weight classes, which is pretty incredible. Pretty sure he's the only person to do that, right? Unless you Pereira did as well, actually. Oh, mate, it's difficult, isn't it? Honestly, I don't know. I don't know now. Does Volk go above DC? Is that crazy? Is that crazy? I feel like Volk... I mean, DC fought some legit competition. I don't know. Charles already beat everyone in the top 5 except Arman, and that was pretty close too, while Justin got slept by Holloway. I guess. Sure. I mean, I'm happy for either of them to get a shot, to be honest with you. I like their fun. DDP Sean was one of the better title fight performances we've seen in a while. Yeah, he looked great. Drickus looked phenomenal. Justin Connor. If Khabib had more longevity, I'd put him top 10. I agree. That's why Khabib doesn't belong like in the top 5 conversation. Because as I said, prime for prime, like best fighter ever. I think he's arguable, like in terms of just peak ability and ability to pound for pound dismantle someone and beat them up. I'd say Khabib better than anyone. But if we're talking about as a mixed martial artist career, he's not in that conversation. He's not. He just hasn't done enough. And that was out of choice. I definitely feel like he probably could have done if he wanted to, but he didn't, and I respect it. DC disrespect is crazy. I like disrespecting him. Only losses to John and Stipe. I know. He's in my top 5, I think. I mean, no, he is in my top 5. Sorry, it's just a matter of where he belongs. I don't know where. I always said he's in the top 5. Just matter now. Volk's in that conversation. I'm not even. Honestly, I'm not mad about it. Not mad about it at all. Jones, Volk, DJ. Is that in order? You want Volk too? Come on, man. DJ above Volk any day. 11 title defenses. Like, and the guy never fell off. And another thing about DJ, I think this is something, I'm going to say this now. You want to talk about longevity being an argument. He's the perfect example of it. He actually made a very good point. Some people gave him some flack for this. Talking about Volkanovski. Everyone was saying, oh, no one's ever defended a belt in the lighter weight classes or won a title fight over the age of 35 in light weight classes. And Mighty Mouse, like, I did and won championship. And I fully agree. I think that's a completely fair point. Yes, it was in the UFC, but he's done it. You know, there was not really a serious decline from Mighty Mouse, even at the age of 36, 37, which shows you the level he is at and was at when he was in his prime. Like, the guy's unbelievable. In my opinion, DJ is, I mean, man, phenomenal. I don't think there's anyone better than him. I agree. Jones isn't number 1 for me. Hamzat or Ragdoll DDP, but plot armor. Yeah, exactly. Don't underestimate the plot armor. Oxygenated Drickus is a lethal weapon. Ilya said Mickey Mouse. Yeah, I saw that. Bro, disrespect is crazy. Top 3 of all time. No, come on. Listen, it's phenomenal what he did in the sport, but he hasn't got the resume to back it. Gonna be honest with you. Yeah, he's a 2-weight champion, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I might get some flack for this, but I think it's absolute facts. Only reason he's a 2-weight champion is 1, because he's exciting, and 2, because the narrative with Adesanya. And they're not necessarily bad things. Like, he took those opportunities. He got given the opportunities, and you have to be able to capitalize on them, which he's absolutely done. But, you know, the guy's only... How many title fights how many fights has he had? 9 in the UFC? Probably... Is it less than that? I'm going to test my knowledge. I'm actually not even going to look it up. Who was it? First fight, Michailidis, Bruno Silva. Was it Bruno Silva? Something like that. Then Strickland, then Adesanya. Then Adesanya rematch. Jan Blachowicz, Jiri Prochazka, Jamal Hill, Prochazka again to make 9, and then Roundtree to make 10. So 10 fights in the UFC. Like, he's not in the top 3. I mean, you're mental about that. I know you're baiting, but he's not in the top 3. He just hasn't... I mean, his resume is legit. I mean, it is legit. I mean... Beating Roundtree Jr. at this stage in his career is a serious problem. I don't want to hear otherwise. Beating Prochazka twice, who, when you take into account that man's finishing rate, the guy has gone to a decision once in any of his wins. Once. You know, and he's fought, like, he's got over 30 wins in mixed martial arts, I believe. I could be wrong there. Let me check that. I should know, considering I'm doing a fucking video on him. How many fights? He's 31-5 right now, and in his entire career, out of every single one of his wins... In fact, in his entire career, win, lose, or draw, he's only ever gone to a decision once, and it was a draw. And just to put that in perspective, Pereira knocked his ass out twice. So that warrants a lot for me. Jamal Hill was a very legit win. People don't want to talk about that. Same with Jan Blachowicz, former champion. Jamal Hill, former champion. Prochazka, former champion. Adesanya, former champion. Strickland, another future champion at the time. Bro's got a legit resume. It's just he doesn't have enough of them, in my opinion. I know maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. He's definitely in the top 10, though. I think that's completely fair to put him in the top 10, but he's not that high up. DJ's resume is dog shit compared to Volk's. Yeah, true. It's not dog shit, but it's not as good. I completely agree. But he's got nearly. In fact, he does have double the title fight wins, right? Double the title fight wins, mate. I mean, there's a line, right? You want to use longevity or rather resume as an argument, sure. But you also got to take into account the fact he's got double the title fight wins. That's insane. DJ Townsend, the most skilled fighter we've ever seen. I agree. Here's now DDP will finish Hamzat. Hamzat was shooting low. DDP will defend it as Hamzat is getting up. He will trip over his own feet, falling into a Drickus elbow and going out cold. Sounds about right. I'm betting you with the Alex Tech. Yeah, I know. I think he's top 10. I don't agree about that. I disagree about you need to be balanced in every aspect in the sport to make it to the top 10. Why? Why should you? If you win, it's about winning fights. That's what it's about. It's about winning fights and winning them as dominantly as you can, whether that's through knockout or through just complete dismantling over 15, 25 minutes. Like, it's not about how good you are everywhere. As much as I appreciate DJ for having that and being the best martial artist we've ever seen, like, overall, I'd say. But it's about the career, man. If Alex is winning because he's knocking everyone out, then that's everyone else's problems, not his, you know? What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? Good to see you again. Paddy fights Topuria. He's definitely winning. Wow, crazy. I mean, if you nailed 9 out of 10 bets, I'm not opposed to it. Honestly, it's a closer fight than people think. This is what I've been saying. Closer fight than people want to say. Mr. Lopez, but it was worth it. Volk is champ again. Exactly. Then see, look, that was the tactical play. Betting on Lopez, because if he wins, you make money. If he loses, Volk's the champ. So it's a win-win. Why no women's MMA fight is not in your top 5? Because I consider them two kind of separate, to be honest with you, personally. Just because the dynamics completely different. There's no shame in that. Listen, Valentina Shevchenko is one of my favorite fighters of all time. I think she's technically pound for pound. If you want to go across the men's division too, if you want to ignore my logic and what I just said, I'd still say Shevchenko is technically gifted as one of the most technically brilliant fighters the UFC's ever seen and mixed martial arts has ever seen. So, you know, there is that. But it's more of a different conversation overall. I would say Shevchenko is my GOAT, but I am biased. I just think she's got robbed in the Nunes rematch. They should have had a third fight. Maybe they still can. It's still time. Is autism the best base for MMA? Yeah, man, maybe. Ask Jerry Prohashka. Paddy would get caught up against the fence against Topuria. I think so. That's more than likely, but don't underestimate the ground game, man. And he's very tall. He's got those kicks. Also, Nunes coming back. I don't love it. Yeah, I'll watch, and I'm excited. I like Nunes. I've always loved watching her fight, and she's one of the outliers in the women's division who can really knock a girl out. But it almost feels like, you know, what's the point? You've done everything. She just got inducted into the Hall of Fame, you know? I don't really want to see that. If you're asking me, like, let sleeping dogs lie, right? That's my opinion. The Legend of Topuria, yeah, we've been talking about it, Adam, man. I've been listening to it through today. Today and yesterday, I've been watching it and listening to it on whilst I've been working and, you know, doing errands and whatnot. I've been listening. He's a fascinating guy. I mean, I've always, as I said earlier, but when the stream started, I've always been a big fan of Ilia. Love his mindset, love his mentality, love the way he carries himself, and of course, love his fighting style as well. But today, you know, listening to the episode has only made me more of a fan. You know, great dude. The only thing I did hate from what I've listened so far is this stupid bullshit. That's why I don't listen to the JRE anymore, generally speaking. It's because Joe is just so annoying, man. The guy doesn't like. He somehow ended up on a tirade about free speech laws and Conor McGregor running for president. He's like, yeah, Conor's got a good chance. I was like, no, he doesn't, bro. He's like, he's convinced that Conor McGregor's popular in Ireland when I can tell you in the fact he is absolutely not. Ireland hates Conor McGregor. Like, the only people who like Conor McGregor or think he's liked in Ireland are Americans with about 2% Irish in them. That's it. And then he was going on around about saying you get arrested in England for fucking saying stuff on Twitter. The only people that were going to prison for that shit were people who were literally inciting fucking race riots and stuff. So I'm not going to get too much into that, but Joe just seems inherent on, or hell-bent rather, on just steering the topic away from Ilia and his career, which I was interested in. I was listening to that. I was like, yeah, this is actually interesting. Ilia talking about his mindset and stuff like that and this weight cutting experience. I was like, this is great. And then suddenly you got Joe waffling about fucking stupid bullshit. No, I don't, Navigator. Just got I appreciate good MMA, man. Shevchenko's kind of overrated. Not gonna lie, that long in her MMA career and her spinning back kick is so shitty. Got her back taken and choked out because of it, bro. That's the first time it missed in her career, basically. What are you talking about? That's bait as fuck. I ain't gonna rise to that. What do you mean she's overrated? Honestly, don't bother. What do you rate Islam on the autism tier list? Max tier. Actually, no, he can't be that high. If he was that high, he probably couldn't be able. He wouldn't be able to fight. So I got to be careful what I say. Decent amount. He does like staring off into space. Totally agree. John didn't even answer too many interesting questions. Yeah, I agree. He didn't ask a lot. I mean, Ilia did what he needed to do in the conversation. And again, I haven't finished it, but I like the way he carries himself. Thank you. I appreciate it, man, though. Nice to see you, Adam. Thank you, man. We got a good Jury Parashka video coming tomorrow, hopefully, if all goes to plan. If not tomorrow, then 100% Saturday, but it should be tomorrow. Oliveira versus Islam, or Ilia, rather, would be nutty. I like that too, but I think Ilia knocks him out cold. I do. Joe was praising Putin in front of Ilia when telling Putin is good guy. Yeah, I know. I know. Especially, and this is a guy whose home country was invaded by Russia. Like, Jesus. So stupid. I've seen the Dean Withers guy. Yeah, I know who he is. I don't particularly like him, even though I like him and that other guy. I think they're kind of up their own arse a bit. Even if I agree with their political opinions for the most part. Those young kids. Someone on his show said Putin would be a better president than Harris. Yeah, I saw that clip. I mean, that's the thing. I don't dislike those two guys. They're just they're hard to listen to. I backed Paddy at first, but after the Jared Gordon fight and those podcasts with Dana, I wasn't sure. Now with wins over Bobby Green and Chandler, I'm back on his side. I mean, listen, I made a good point about this. It's kind of one of those things where he did such a good job of just eradicating any ill will towards him just because he had some fun fights. And he carried himself well, really. You know, in the Tony Ferguson fight as well, people forget that too. He carried himself well in the cage and out of it. So, yeah, I think he's done a good job. And I know, obviously, I picked him to beat Bobby Green, and I picked him to beat Chandler, and I picked him to beat Ferguson. But, you know, that doesn't mean I don't think he has some room to improve. 100% he did. I didn't think he was going to be a champion after the Tony Ferguson fight. And I'm still not fully convinced now, but I'm definitely more so than I was. He looks good, and people don't want to admit it, and it feels like people are finally, as you say, Mike, switching to his side. Ilia comes out. Charles lands some good kicks. Round 1, leg and oblique kicks. Round 2, Ilia has his reads, knocks Charles down, follows him the guard, but Charles survives. And you're saying, let me guess, Charles gets the sub? What do you think will win? Will anyone beat Merab at 135? I think Umar's got a good chance in a rematch, for sure. But it's tough. Just the way he fights, he's probably the most frustrating fighter to fight against, honestly. It would piss me off so much because he's so mobile. He's always moving his head off the center line, bobbing up and down, left, right. He's so hard to hit. That's what Khabib was so good at, is that he kept from a far range. Because his ability to shoot for a takedown was so good and he could shoot so fast and from so far, Khabib was always happy to just stay on the outside. You know, still stalk his opponent, but stay on the outside, just take his time and then just fly in for that shot and he'd still get it because no one could stop him. Merab, in a lot of ways, is very much the same. Possible to find. That's what Sean O'Malley is. The fight's going to go the same, in my opinion, in that rematch. That's why I'm not interested in it. Sean will not be able to find that chin. He will not. Merab will be so evasive. I mean, I would like to see... Sean's got a path to victory there, and it's through the... You probably hear my dog barking there. It's through the kicks. Through the kicks. You know, he had some success there in the first fight, right near the end. I'd like to see more of that. But if we're talking with the hands, no chance. Sean will not be finding Merab. Only time Merab gets clipped is in those close pocket exchanges, where he's vulnerable to short left hooks. And right hooks, for that matter. But he's not there very often. It's only out of scrambles. That's what I'm saying. When you go back to the default sort of stance and game plan that Merab has of playing the outside game, playing the distance, and just taking his time, looking for the opportunities, coming in with the flurries if he's going to strike, it makes him impossible to hit. And that's why I think that rematch goes the same. Charles clinches and smothers him against the cage, round 3. Are we still doing this? Armbar, wow. I don't know about that. I think we'd be very surprised. Paddy's going to do to Aljamain Sterling and Topuria. I think you'd be surprised, mate. I think they're competitive fights. I do think Topuria would beat him, and I do think Islam would probably beat him too. I think Arman's a very close fight. I think he has a good chance in all of them. It's mixed martial arts. What's up, Daniel? Around the rumors, we're just sort of debating where Paddy lies in the division at the moment, and also just talking about general sort of Merab chat. We've just been waffling, my man. That's what we love doing here. Ilia's one punch away from crushing my dreams. That's how it is, brother. Yeah, exactly. All this talk about Charles, but if anyone's going to knock his ass out, he's the guy. Ilia Topuria is the guy. No, it's not. It's because there was a church bell on our road barking. Church bell on our road belling? What the fuck is the verb? Not belling. That's not even a word. Chiming. Jesus Christ. Are you guys in my wardrobe? Come out. Come on. When Conor gets elected, he will cast you out of the UK. I'm sure, bro. You know, that doesn't really make much sense considering Ireland is not part of the UK. But go off, bro. Tom Aspinall's wasting time waiting for someone. Oh, wait for Jones to accept the fight. He should take on someone for now. Else for now, maybe that new Brazilian fighter around 6 feet tall. Yeah, I mean, no. No, I don't want. I think Tom should be fighting for undisputed next. It doesn't matter. It's not really about Jones. This is what Tom has said himself. It's never been about John Jones. It's been about winning and being the undisputed champion. So he doesn't care if it's John Jones. He cares about the undisputed championship. That's what he should be fighting for. Why would Tom risk that? Yeah, I agree. He shouldn't be fighting. I mean, if that guy had the belt, hypothetically, then sure. What's up, Renee? Is that? No, it's not Pon. Pon used to have a logo similar to that. I'm tripping. That is a is that Van Gogh in there? It looks like Van Gogh. Don't know. Good goat tier list. Nah, I did one a while ago. I'm not doing one now. Leo goat tier list. I mean, you guys are asking for it. Maybe I should. All right. Hang on a minute. Let's do that to round the stream off. We were talking about earlier. Let's put pen to paper, if you will. I just got to get it up on here and make sure you guys can hear me in a second. So yes, a lot of these are really out of date. So I don't know. Okay, Stipe's on this one twice. Fuck knows, I'm not going to do this one. And now my tab's bugging out. Come on. Are we going to do this? Create an MMA GOAT tier list? Right, this one looks okay. Yeah, all right. We'll try this one. We'll try this one. Bear with me, guys. Let's try this out. Okay. I switch this over. Hang on. There we go. Oh, Jesus. I don't know why my camera's not showing up. So we got Usman as the... Oh, there we go. It worked. Sweet. All right. Cool. We'll get my green screen up. It's up there on the side. All right, we're going to run this. Let's do this. Cool. This ad. Get this shit out of my way, man. Oh, my days. Fine. We're going to have to roll with the ad. All right, we're going to start from the rear end here. Rear end. I just said that. Right. Let's get it. Anderson Silva. Okay, we're going to put him in the 4 and 5. We're going to move these around. We had this debate earlier. 4 and 5, I think, is the right place there. Adesanya. Well, okay. We'll do some rough placements, then we'll get into the intricacies. Usman. He's overrated Reign, but good. Legit as fuck, and he's in the conversation. But massively overrated Reign. DC. He's in there somewhere. Can I swap them around? I can. Pereira. Again, I'm going to put him here for now. With that Izzy, but we'll move him. GSP. 100% the 2-3. Khabib. Aldo. All right, mate. Aldo's. Yeah, you know what? I'm. No, overrated. John. Sorry, mate. But I'm going to put him back down there. Can't be in the conversation. Volko. Fuck, this is difficult, man. We're going to move him down. We're going to move it around a bit. 100%. Yeah, this is shaping up okay. Islam. Oh, he's 100%. He's above Usman. 100%. BJ Penn, overrated. Too many losses, but still, prime for prime, maybe. Dom Cruz. We're gonna move it around, guys. We're gonna move it around. Stipe. Yeah, he's down here. He's down here all day. 6 to 7. Is that crazy? Is that crazy, guys? Maybe I'll swap them. Maybe the other way around. Is that bad? What do you reckon? What's tier behind your face cam? Oh shit, it's 11 to 15. Yeah, so I didn't realize you couldn't see that. There you go. What are we saying? I mean, I can move one up. Who's second then? I mean, I'm happy to just put Jones there and knock him down a couple pegs then. Sure, we can do that. Aldo higher than Silva. Yeah, I think so. Oh, this is so hard. I like that list though, I do. It's tough, isn't it? I need to order the bottom section though for sure. I Khabib over Stipe for me. Um, Tom Cruise maybe. No, I think that's kind of fair to be honest with you. I actually quite like that. Then again, Holloway's resume is insane. I know he doesn't got the amount of title defenses, but I might do that instead. What do you reckon? I think that's not. That DJ not the GOAT, bruv. If not Jones for you, has to be Volk. What do you mean Volk at number one? No. He's not above GSP or Mighty Mouse. And I love Volk. I fucking love him. Quality of opposition. I understand your points, but we said this earlier though. I understand what you're saying about DJ not finding the higher level of competition. I do actually agree. But to balance that out, he's got double the defenses of Volkanovski. Give or take. Double the title fight wins or something. Like, that's insane, man. That is insane. So it's tough. Listen, if Jones didn't get done for cheating, he'd be number one. 100%. But he did. And who knows how long throughout his career he was doing so. I think something people don't take into consideration with DC as well is how well he did, out of his prime. He fought Jones for the second time at 38 years of age and fought that good of a fight. Guy was unbelievable. But that logic, Jones has 7 more title wins. Yeah, he did. But he cheated. As I said, if he didn't cheat, he'd be number one for me. But he did. I don't know, I do like the list. I do like it. Is Anderson Silva too low? I feel like he might be. The resume Volk's got is insane, though. It really is insane. DC above Volk, I'm done. I'm happy to swap them. I'm not mad about it. I'm not. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it because I love Volk too much. I'll let my bias take over. Holloway higher than Silva? No. Come off it. What are you talking about? Was GSP really that good? Yeah, of course he was, bro. Good everywhere. 2-weight champion. Where's Fedor? Yeah, I mean, I think it's just UFC, this one. Go to stream reacts. I'm going to have to switch over tabs quickly. No. There we go. What are we talking about? What is this? Stat leaders. Loading. No, I don't like the UI on this one. And it's flashbanging me. I'm going back to what we were on. There we go. Prefer that. I honestly, I think that list is kind of solid. You guys might not like it, but everyone's gonna have different opinions. But I think it's just where Volk belongs. I think that's the hard one. And do you reckon Pereira's above Adesanya? Are you guys pretty firm on that? There's not been a lot of dispute in it per se. I don't know. I mean, Adesanya's got 5 title defenses, right? And he's then again Pereira, 2-weight king. Tough, isn't it? It's tough. Who's fought better competition? That's another one. I think you could argue Pereira in a lot of ways. And again, Adesanya's beaten Whittaker twice. That's 2 incredibly good wins. I don't know. You gotta be trolling. Holloway's resume is better than Volcanado, both. Half his losses come because of just 2 guys. Like Silva's resume is so dog water, no exaggeration. I do agree the resume is not as good, but 11 title defenses, bro. Was it 11? How many was it? Or more even? I don't even know. I mean, no. DC at 5. How's that crazy? What's wrong with that, Mocha, bro? You tell me. Justify it. If you're gonna say it, say why. Then I'll give you props. But you just said it. You're laughing at it, but I need reasoning. People talk about DJ's competition, but like, what's he meant to do? Time travel to modern day? Exactly. The thing is, I'll tell you this now. People will say the same thing about Tom Aspinall when he's retired and hung up the gloves. They'll say the same thing. They were actually good. He just made them look like a joke. Like Pavlovich. Same with anyone else he's going to knock out. Hurt his blades. People are always going to talk, man. They're always going to say things. Why do you think Khabib is that low? Lack of resume, Durbo. It's a simple answer, my man. It's as simple as that. You know, as I said earlier, I said this earlier before we started the tier list. It was a case of prime for prime. He's the most dominant fighter I've ever seen. If I could pick one fight to convincingly beat anyone pound for pound, I'd pick Khabib. But we're talking about mixed martial arts careers here. With that's what qualifies as being the GOAT. And with that in mind, I feel like Khabib can't be in that conversation. He can't be. Listen, I give him enough props because 3 title defenses is still phenomenal. But, you know, we're talking about the greatest fighters of all time here. And, you know, I think all of these guys have done more. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you. It's been a little while. How you doing? Almost got finished by Anderson Silva and fights at the worst divisions. When did he almost get finished by Anderson Silva? At 200? No. How much do you mean it fights at the worst divisions? He was fighting John Jones. And he's fighting at heavyweight, man. Well, like, what are you... Like, heavyweight is a dangerous game to play. Defending a belt at heavyweight is a hard as fuck thing to do. Did my forehead grow bigger? I hope not. My hair's a bit messy. I mean, I do just have a big forehead. How's my... this is a hairline check right here. How are we looking? We are looking solid right now. Very solid. We ain't going nowhere, baby. We ain't going nowhere. And if I do, best believe I'm getting that flight to Turkey, man. I think my hair's just a bit frizzy today. All over the gaff, I'm telling you. What are we ranking here today? GOAT list. The classic. Yeah, I'm good, Aaron. I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Just trying to slog this Drew Prohaska documentary over the line. We're almost there. Shut the fuck up now. Silver lost to Weidman, bro. Talking about dog or why are you shading Chris Weidman, bro? Didn't he defend his belt 3 times? What are we talking about? Belal's the best wrestler heavyweight behind Jones. Hasn't shot a single takedown in the last 4 years. He's not a good win. I'm not even going to... You just disagree with everything I say on purpose, man. I'm not bothering. Neither does Pavlovich. He got mauled by an old ring on his way out. Yeah, then decided to knock everyone out afterwards. Clearly is a good win. I mean, well, listen, when he knocks out John Jones, it won't matter. You'll stop talking. What's your criteria for these? For me, it's a case of a lot of different factors, right? So I like to consider title defenses as a big one for me. Title defenses, manner of wins, and that manner of wins in terms of how dominant they were, and also competition faced. Those are the main 3 for me. And if you put that in mind, it's a balancing act of all 3. Listen, as I said, I would put Jones at number 1 if it weren't for, you know, weren't for the steroid stuff. And also, I actually include, to an extent, a small amount, how well these guys carried themselves as champions, as people. I think that does matter. You know, I think it matters. But it's a small amount, but it matters. Little things. But that list, I'm a fan of, to be honest with you. As I said, Jones would be number 1 if it wasn't for the... Yeah, Rosie or Rosie. Khabib's only got 3 title defenses. Yes, he was dominant. One of the best ever. 3 title defenses. Is the other Islam. He's got more title defenses. And I think the resumes are fairly comparable. Then again, Islam has got wins over Volk twice, in fact. If he beats Topuria, then yeah, 100%. But Moicano's not a crazy win. I mean, Charles is a legit win. I mean, yeah, I'm not mad about those guys can swap, to be honest with you. I'm not mad about that. If you want to swap out Izzy and Islam, I can do that. Getting finished by John Jones is diabolical. Okay. Best win is Stipe, who's not even skilled. You talking about DC? No. That's just horrendous bait. Yeah, exactly. Stupid. Should be 8, 9, then 10, 15. Yeah, I agree, but here we are. Based on that criteria, I think Islam should be bumped up to 4, 5. Really? I mean, he's not... It's hard to say with him. Because he can 100% run up that list. And I think, who knows? In a couple of years, if the stars align, we could be talking about Islam, not just as a man with like 6 title defenses, but also as a 2-weight champion. And if that's the case, I'll tell you where he's going. Right up here. That's where he'd be going, honestly. Maybe even here. So, you know, a lot of things can change quickly in MMA, and we'll see. But he's only got 4 title defenses, which is still phenomenal. He's the greatest lightweight of all time. I don't think there's any disputing that now. Then again, he's gone to war a couple of times. You know, not as dominant as Khabib was. So I can understand if you want to put Khabib above Islam because of the fact of how dominant he was, the manner of the wins. I think the resumes are pretty comparable too there. Both fought Dustin Poirier. So we'll see. Canelo the Moicano win? I know. But the fight happened though. Islam's win over him isn't exactly the best, but context matters. I agree. But the fact is, it happened as well. I feel like you could say the same thing too. In the day, he still fought Moicano. Yes, he won, as I'll give him full credit for that. You know, showing up against a different opponent on fight day. But it's still Renato Moicano, and it's not going to do as much for his legacy as another win over Arman Sarukian was. So, I don't know. We'll see. You're missing one in the 8 to 10 tier? Am I? Oh, I am. All right. There you go. Not mad about that. I'm happy having Khabib in that top 10. I think Usman is massively overrated, though. I think his title reign is so fraudulent. I mean, he beat Masvidal twice in his title reign, which I don't think is a great win, to be honest with you. I mean, I thought Gilbert Burns legit win against Gilbert Burns. Colby Covington, that was a prime Colby Covington as well. Very good wins. But again, this was the lack of variety. He had in his title reign, he fought 2 guys twice. Masvidal and Colby. So I don't, because of that, I don't value that as his resume as highly because of the lack of competition or the lack of variety, should I say. Obviously, Woodley was a great win, even though Woodley was on his way out a little bit. And that started the mark of that downfall. Still a great win, winning the belt that way. So, and Usman could hang, man. Like, I mean, you could very much argue he could have beaten Chimaev if there was another couple of rounds in there. So, the guy's legit, you know. And yes, he lost to Leon twice in the back end of his career. Again, no shame in that. Leon gets disrespected far too much too, you know. No, Leon shouldn't be in this conversation. I would never dispute that. He shouldn't be on this top 15. But you know, there's no shame in losing to Leon Edwards. The guy is an elite striker. And Usman was also out of his prime there too. Also, like your point out, you're comparing retired fighters to active fighters. Yeah, I know. I mean, I didn't add the icons and stuff. It was just whoever was here. There's also, this is all subject to change. Like we could fast forward in 2 years' time, as I said with Islam, and then we could be in a position where Makhav's in that top 3 conversation. MMA is so crazy. Shit like that can just happen very quickly. So we'll see. Bruce below Penn is disgusting. Is it? Penn was a 2-weight champ, was he not? Was he not? He was a 2-weight champ, wasn't he? Lightweight and welterweight. I know he lost to GSP, but I'm pretty sure he was a 2-weight champ anyway. Yeah, I'm 99% sure he was, right? Holy shit, his downfall was crazy, though. Was he? I tried to flashbang so royally by this. Yeah, lightweight champ, welterweight. Was he? Yeah, he won. Yeah, back in day. Yeah, way before he was UFC champ. Okay, cool. Yeah, so I think BJ Penn's above Cruz. I don't think that's crazy. That's that crazy. Honestly, best way to determine the list is by a point system. Quality of wins, you get points out of 10. Quantity 8, skills 10, longevity 8. So we rate every single fighter in terms of all 4. Yeah, I mean, but there's also a human element to it too. I don't like making everything about numbers. It actually is fair. Yeah, I know. I think it just means in the sense, Rene, that things are subject to change. That's the only downside/pitfall to this conversation. Change history a bit and say Alex beats Ankalaev and say Islam beats Ilia. Where would you organize the list? Oof. Are you saying Islam fights gets another defense if you're implying he beats Ilia? Then yeah. Then if that happens, I think he's there. Maybe even higher. I think the 2-weight champ weighs so heavily. If he moves up to welterweight and wins the belt there, mate, he's up here for me. Maybe even here. Sorry, apologies. It's hard to say. If Alex beats Ankalaev, I mean, yeah, honestly, I'd put him above DC. I'd put him at number 5 for sure. I test the most important criteria to an extent. I wouldn't say it's the most important one. That's a little bit rogue for my liking. I'll say that now. Penova Holloway, are you sure? Oh, did I misdrag that? Or was he there before? Yeah, he was. Yeah, that one. I don't even know. Yeah, no, that's a little bit crazy. But I think that's a pretty solid list. I think we're gonna run it there. I think that's pretty solid. Where's my stream check on? I've lost it. Where we gone? There we go. Holloway disrespect is disgusting. I don't think it's that crazy. Actually, no, Holloway, yeah, I would have put Holloway above Stipe. My bad. Holloway should have been above Stipe. So I would have had Holloway at 11. I think that's fair. I don't think that's that crazy, man. Kushner was like, yeah, maybe. Not opposed, yeah. With that, I am going to have to love you and leave you guys. I've got some food to eat. I've got this Prahajka video to fucking finish. I somehow hit the mute button on my microphone. I don't know how I've done that. How the fuck did that happen? I did not touch it. Here we are. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have to. What a botched fucking outro, am I right? Jesus. All right, fuck off, navigator. Get fucked. All right. Fuck's sake. All right. See you later, people. Have a good one. Love you, leave you. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. And I'll see you pretty soon. Peace out.